You are tuned into the Void Podcast. Welcome to the Void Podcast. I'm your host, Lewis Lockhart, and we have Two Phones Jones, and DJ Levi, the producer. I'm gonna start calling you that now. That's good. So we just got back from watching Spider-Man: Homecoming. We were one of the first people to see it on the East Coast, at least. We got the 7 p.m. showing. And so we saw it on the 6th, not the 7th, which is kind of cool. But it was really good. I want to start off by saying that. And this is also a non-spoiler podcast, so we can't spoil anything. Romero, your favorite superhero, and, well, I'm going to say DC and Marvel, right? Both of them. Yeah. All right. So your favorite superhero, Spider-Man. And I want to say this is going to be a quick one. We got stuff to do in the morning. We got to go home and sleep. So we're just going to give you a quick review. No spoilers. Give you the rating at the end, and we'll be on our way. But Romero, give me the rundown. What do you think?
I mean, first of all, I think the story arc was, I think it was a pretty good story arc for them not to go back to the origin story. Because I thought that the story might be a little shaky if they don't go back into the past. But, I mean, how many times can you kill Uncle Ben in, like, this era?
Yeah. Everyone knows the origin.
Yeah. So that's basically why they didn't, one of the reasons they didn't do that. I think the fact that it was, like, supposed to be, like, 15-year-olds, I thought I was going to, kind of lose some touch with the story and with the movie. But it actually worked out pretty good. I mean,
their high school was really high tech. Their high school was pretty modern.
Yeah.
And that high school party at that house, they have a high school party at a house, and Spider-Man, Peter Parker, has to leave it and go fight crime. I like that scene. I really do. And that scene though at the party, like a DJ, it's a modern, super big house. There's like a pool and stuff.
And you can tell that, like, you can tell Marvel's hand was in the story, especially how they explain all the tech in the movie. Mm-hmm. Like that's what DC hasn't figured out, that nice smooth transition into like every movie and how it just bleeds.
I mean, we're not even an hour removed from the movie, and I can't think of any plot holes in it. Everything was explained pretty well, And it starts off right where the first Avengers left off, and it explains what happened to the alien technology. Because that was a plot hole, I felt like, in Avengers. It was, all right, now you have these alien spaceships crashing all over the city. What's going to happen to that? Now we've been exposed to alien technology. How are people going to use that? Well, it answered that. People would use it to make weapons and sell them. And that's kind of where Vulture comes in. And I think they really introduced him good. And they did his suit good. What do you think about the Vulture?
I really think that the character development for the Vulture was done really well. It shows, like, how he transitions into villainy. And a lot of times they don't show that. It's like, it's really quick, kind of like in the last, like the Amazing Spider-Man, I think 2, with Electro. It's like the accident happens, and then all of a sudden he's like hates the whole world. Like,
he had good motivation.
But that was people complained about that being a plot hole. Speaking of plot holes, like his character development, like, into being a villain was just too quick. And that's what happens when you, like, jam-pack villains into a movie. And I mean, they already showed. Did they show that? They showed the Shocker in the trailer, right?
Mm-hmm. Scorpion. They had the Scorpion.
Shocker was in the. Oh, you mean in the trailer?
Yeah. One of the trailers, I'm pretty sure they showed clips of the Shocker.
Yeah, they did.
But like, and they even wove him into the story pretty well too. I mean, yeah. So that's what I liked about it. Even though they had that classic, it's become a thing in the Spider-Man series where he has like 2 villains at some point, and they wove it in pretty well, and he tied pretty well into
what I also really liked, and it was kind of the villain without a mask. It was kind of an obstacle. He had to balance his social life. You know, I really like that, where he wanted to be a normal kid, but he couldn't because he had these you know, had to go and fight crime. He had to leave the party early, you know, all that. And I like that. You never really think about that with Spider-Man. And I mean, he was no spoilers here, but at the end, you see like he makes his final decision. It's a good decision, I think. So that goes to show that was like a whole.
You see the struggle from like, you know, what, you know, is a priority for him. Like it's the whole Avengers thing is like
he's still a kid. You know,
it's the shiny toy in the room. So of course you want to just do that. So I get that.
And then after the ferry scene, he has a talk with Tony Stark, and I think that's whenever you realize that he's not ready for this, and he still needs to go through his trials and tribulations, and not have a rich dad that gives him everything. You know, that kind of angle on it. And
FYI, that suit is amazing.
Oh yeah, y'all see it.
It's amazing.
That the suit at the end is really neat, and then the suit I think the one he had in a Civil War was cool too. But I maybe I'm the crazy one here, but I also like his terrible suit, like the very first suit. Nah, y'all don't, but I like it. It's a good just throw me together.
Equivalent to the Jason Voorhees with the bag on his head. Yeah.
I like that, Jason.
No.
I mean, that's a scary, a little bag head.
With one little eye hole.
Let's not digress here. The Spider-Man is a good movie. Go ahead. For people going into it, what do you want to tell them to expect and see and look for? And then throw us your final rating.
I expect them to get a feel for a movie that's relatable to all ages. Like, I had a row of kids next to me. There was people on dates that, like I said, there was a family next to me.
I purposely didn't choose that seat.
There's a movie, it's just a movie that can hit all age groups, and it did that. I mean, it satisfied every level. I mean, there was comedy for younger kids, adults. They just hit all avenues. I'm really interested on who's doing the writing for these movies. I wonder who Marvel has in the mix to write these, because it's how could DC just be so off base? Because it's they're just way off base from what Marvel's doing.
DC's not doing their own brand; they're trying to copy Marvel, and in doing that, they're sinking their own ship.
Well, what I think it is, they're kind of trying to find the avenue, because they thought their avenue was based in realism because of the Dark Knight trilogies.
That they pioneered that gritty, realistic.
And then they tried it with Superman, and it just doesn't work with Superman, because Superman's like Captain America of DC. He's just he's the good old boy. You can't do that with him necessarily. And then it's and then you try to kind of rub some dirt on the rest of the DC universe, because
it doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah, no, you got Batman killing people. When I seen that, I was completely turned off.
Yeah, and Marvel, not to get too sidetracked here, we're talking about Spider-Man, but
as far as my rating for the movie, I'm going to go with a solid 8.8, maybe a 9.
You're going points, man. You're going.
Yeah, I mean, because it's just stuff here and there, like DJ was saying, Flash Thompson is a jock. He's not a little rich douche.
Yeah, he was a total douchebag in the movie. Every line he had was penis Parker.
Yeah. The only reason I give it the point is because of character development. Flash, it was okayish now, but later on in the series, he might I might get used to him. All the they kind of switch around how they introduced MJ.
Yeah.
Or
which that was cool.
And other characters, it's kind of a fresh look. And by the way, Childish Gambino, hilarious.
I love him. He's a good actor.
Small part, hilarious.
Oh, so is the PE coach. What's his name?
I think it's Hannibal something.
Hannibal Buress. Yeah, Hannibal Buress. He's hilarious. And then the Captain America cameos were great.
Yeah, they were. So
but
definitely
8.8.
8.8. DJ, what you got?
Well, I thought it was
an amazing movie, beginning to end. Even like the little twist on the Marvel introduction to the movie.
Oh yeah,
how they added the Spider-Man
the
song.
Spider-Man
got me
theme.
really pumped, and it doesn't hurt that it was a packed theater and a Dolby Cinema theater, and
I
it
love
was cool,
it
man.
packed.
Marvel knows how to do it. Like, why can't DC make their films?
Hey, shout out to Tallahassee theaters for having good seats,
Reclining seats. Oh man, and the theater, man. I think do the recliners rock? Like, do they like vibrate when like action sequences happen? It's almost like a 4D movie without like 3D glasses. Yeah. Like, all I needed was get like shot in the face with a web, and I would have felt good about it. I would have been like, money sold, money worth it. But yeah, I thought it was a great movie. Aunt May, that was my favorite part of the movie. She's looking. Marissa Tomei, you are still looking good at the age like 72 or whatever, however old you are, looking great.
They had a lot of things from the comic books. Because I feel like the Amazing Spider-Man was trying to be way too comic booky, in the sense of like they wasn't like going for any of the stuff that was the original Spider-Man had. Yeah. And this one was kind of a good mixture of the two. This one was probably, besides Civil War, the most complete Marvel movie I've seen. I think Civil War was just up there, maybe a little bit better.
Yeah, people are going to rate this, Civil War and Avengers 1, as like the 3 top Marvel movies of all time so far. They got a packed list of movies coming out. We'll see what else they got.
I mean, the Black Panther movie coming out, that's going to be good. 2
post-credit scenes. Stay after. They got 2 post-credit scenes. Not 5 like Guardians of the Galaxy had. Did you hear they had 5?
They had 5
post-credit sequences. Yeah,
and stay to the last one.
Stay to the last one.
The last credit scene.
It's funny. The humor in this movie was everywhere, and I loved it.
The humor in this was on par.
It's great.
And it was one of the funnier Marvel movies.
It was.
It was like
a great cast.
Every joke hit. There was no jokes that no one laughed at, and there was some jokes that maybe I thought it was funny, but like some jokes I was like, oh, that's like, not everyone would bust out in laughter, but everyone who got it when they said it kind of chuckled. I know there's a few like me and you started laughing.
Oh yeah,
at it. And it was it had comedy, it had good action. The final battle on the
it was great
in the sky.
Oh yeah,
and it was good, very good.
Oh yeah. And when are people going to realize that Michael Keaton is just so good in any role, basically? Like, what a villain. He's one of the top Marvel villains of all time. And did it right. And especially for a villain like Vulture, who wasn't a mainstay. He was a mainstay, but he wasn't like a Venom or a Carnage.
Yeah,
or
he's not one
a Doc Ock or
he's
Green
not a
Goblin
one.
Or New Goblin. Yeah.
He's not a sexy villain. But
no, he's not, but it worked. And I just like how they explain his tech. And Peter's tech in the movies, and it both worked really well.
And he hacks into the suit.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah, the Vulture, his neck collar thing.
Oh yeah.
In the comic books, I didn't really get it. I mean, I got it, but I mean, like in this one, it makes way more sense.
And his face mask, those green eyes, they look really cool.
Oh my god, it's great. And I like the Iron Man-esque shots of him in like the suit thing.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's good,
really good.
How funny was this isn't a spoiler, but. How funny is it the Spider-Man suit? I was
I thought you were gonna say the flip guy. Do the flip, ladies and gentlemen. You'll know when you see it, but this guy's voice did not match.
Do a flip.
His body and how he looked at all. It was crazy. Yeah. But what were you gonna say about the suit?
No, the female voice for the suit. He talks to her.
Yeah,
that part, that whole section is just hilarious.
Yeah.
Like.
A nice little throwback to Spider-Man 1 too, with the kisser, and while he was hanging upside down.
Yeah.
Of course, other things happen, and but it was a good little nod to it. And
yeah,
they still respect the whole franchise. So,
and a lot of twists and turns. Obviously, the big twist. That's huge. Did not even see that coming.
No,
and that happens.
I'm almost even afraid to like. Don't even mention it. Let them.
Should I tell them where?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
Yeah, it's
not
a huge
at all.
twist, and like it takes you totally by surprise.
Yeah.
But another twist is what happens between her, or Peter Parker and the chick.
Don't mention it.
I'm not.
Let them figure it out.
Yeah. That.
I know you want to talk about it, but
yeah, we can't say too much about it, but
no.
So what's your final rating?
All that said, 3 out of 10. Times 3, 9 out of 10.
Oh, that's good.
9 out of 10. That's up there with the best superhero movies of all time for me.
Oh, by far.
And I didn't expect it to be. I expected to walk out like, oh, maybe that's an 8 out of 10. But nope. Totally blown back by 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Hard pressed not to give it. Almost wanted to give it like a 10 too, but I just didn't do it.
It's hard.
Like from Arizona, Flash Thompson was. I know I like the things they switched up here, but you can't make Flash Thompson a nerd. Make him a jock.
Yeah.
You know, that would have been right. But yeah.
And you know what's weird? At first, his offhand comments were annoying. But then as the movie went on, they were so funny. I just kept laughing at him.
That and the trophy scene. He would not give up that trophy.
He's take my trophy. He's about to die.
As opposed to himself.
He's the DJ and he's like getting everyone to scream Penis Parker. Like, I don't know why.
And I don't want to spoil it because I don't want to give any information about the character, but his buddy Ned.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. One of the coolest guys in the whole movie.
He's the guy in the chair.
Guy in the chair.
He's the guy in the chair.
That's all he wants to get called. But yeah, 9 out of 10 for me. What'd you think?
I'm going to go with a 9 out of 10 as well. The reason I'm not going to go 10, and I wouldn't be mad if one of y'all said 10, I'd be like, all right, I can see that.
I'm surprised that Romero went 8.8 out of 10.
Yeah, what the hell is he doing?
He's the biggest Spider-Man fan of all. Maybe that's why, because he is the biggest Spider-Man fan of all.
He's probably saw a lot more flaws in it than I did, but... That's sorry ass rating, 8.8. But it definitely, so it was basically a 9 across.
9 across.
It was 9 across. And like I said, you might go in there and think it's a 10 because right after we saw it, the first thing I turned to you, DJ, and I was like, that's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I was surprised by that too. You're a hard rater too. You're like IMDb. Like you're the guy on IMDb that rates things. Like you approve it.
I got to drop it down to a 9 because I think The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, those are 10
and you like those a little bit more, right?
Yeah. And I was thinking about that's a superhero movie as well. So it's a little, it's grittier and it's by DC, but
DC needs to make their way back to those kinds of movies.
What the hell are they doing?
Come on, DC. Go back to Christopher Nolan. Stop letting Zack Snyder do things.
Yeah.
Let him make more of the Sin Cities or whoever even makes those. I don't even know.
I do like the Sin Cities, though.
Yeah, Frank Miller. That's Frank Miller. Yeah. But I think Zack Snyder might have. I don't know.
That was good. But
I hate myself, I don't know that answer.
9 across, though. 9 across. It's a good movie. Go out and watch it. Support it. You're not going to be disappointed. If you liked Avengers, if you like Civil War, if you like Captain America, if you like Thor, if you like any Marvel movie, if you like Deadpool, Spider-Man is right up your alley. It's a good movie, and it's 2 hours, 2 hours and 10 minutes, but it is the entire thing is jam-packed with information and action and love, and it's good. It's so good. And when I say this, it has love in it, it's not bogged down by it at all. There's no weird love relationship at all. It doesn't take away from the action. It's not even that huge of an angle of the movie, but it's there, and it's good. It's good. It's there. You know, it drives the movie forward. But I would say, 9 across. Go see it. It's a badass movie. And thanks for listening to the podcast. And good work out of you two. You got anything else to say?
No. Good movie overall.
Good movie. Great movie. And thanks for listening. Tweet us, email us, check back every week. We got something posted. And Void Podcast.